Good morning, YouTube. The day is April 28th, 2025. I have a few quick updates to share with you. Good news. First is that I sanded this guy and repainted him with my new airbrush, and he is looking so much better. So much better. I still have a top coat to add to him, but I am so stoked about that. You know, when you take the effort to really do things perfectly, it pays off, even though that was really agonizing, all of those problems that I was having. Totally worth it. To start off the day, we're going to be doing some wet sanding on these ears so that they are ready to be super glued to Leaping Lady's head. And we're also going to be wet sanding this little earth, which goes in this guy's hands. I'll show you. Just like that. Very nice. So we're just gonna get it all perfected. The ears have been sanded, and the little earth, drippy earth, has been sanded. I'm very happy with how this is coming out. So the next step, oh, and I also, she had like a filler primer on her, so I went ahead and like sanded a lot of that down. And now I'm going to glue the ears on, and then she'll be ready for her full primer before her paint job. The ear application is definitely going to be a really tricky maneuver. So I'm a little bit scared. She's got these holes in her head, so I'm going to go in with the E6000 and kind of scrape it into that hole. I'm also going to stick this into there. Now, the other hard part is kind of making sure I'm getting this angle right. Grab my strip. Oh. So, just for the sake of how insane that is, I'm going to do one at a time and kind of let that E6000 kind of bond. While that glue is curing, I'm going to try and knock out some of this moss. Okay, so now that I got a base coat down, I took a little bit of my opal paint and I kind of have like a little bit of like a dryish brush. Just kind of crusty after doing the base coat. So I'm taking this and kind of running it over like the high points just to bring some more dimension into the cape area. My next step is to do a little bit of touch-ups on a few different pieces with this chunk of epoxy clay. My ear is still curing, the E6000 glue is still curing. I checked on it, it still had a little bit of movement, so I put just a tiny bit of this behind the ear, so when I come in tomorrow morning, hopefully I'll have no movement. So right now I'm going to be adding, there's like a tiny gap here. So I want this to be completely flush. And so I'm gonna add a little bit of epoxy clay onto this and get that looking perfect. Actually, I'm gonna be adding it to this, I think, the outside of the here. Okay, and scratch that, I'm actually adding it to the outside of this. Okay, never mind. I'm adding it to the outside of this now. Oh my gosh. Okay, the epoxy clay has been added, and after this cures, I think it'll look very nice. Now I'm using the rest of my epoxy clay chunk to place underneath these crystals on the outside to kind of lock them into place. Oh, also these are all Arkansas quartz. I'm from Arkansas, love Arkansas, so I wanted to make sure to get Arkansas quartz. I'm also adding this guy in there. I added a few more crystals into the cave, and that concludes my day at the studio today. And I'm excited to come back tomorrow, and hopefully my ear on Leaping Lady is cured and ready to go so that I can add the other ear and then sand her and then prime her and get her ready for paint. I hope you guys are having an incredible day whenever you watch this. Sending lots of love. I love you guys. Bye.